and on Twitch. You are here with Justin Henry. We're going to be doing a best ball draft today. I'll be sharing my screen going through. We have a sleeper draft, actually. We are going to be in the draft room. I'm going to go pick by pick. I got the number 2 pick in this one. We already did the randomizer. If you're following us on TikTok, I'm going to be on the live stream, YouTube and Twitch. Also answering some questions that are rolling through TikTok, so stay with me. All right, so let me pull up the screen and show you guys. Share screen. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, this is tough, man, with the trying to do both. So with the sleeper, there we go. So we're up. We're gonna be drafting officially in 5 minutes, answering any questions you guys have. Top 5 running backs this year. I'm answering a few questions on TikTok, and then we're gonna go straight to the draft. So top 5 running backs this year got to be Jonathan Taylor, CMC, Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook. Those are the top 5. Justin, bro, unban me for the Discord. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Ain't nobody worried about you, dog. Let's go. We doing a best ball draft here. 5 minutes, baby. 5 minutes. Top quarterback in what round do you think? Best quarterback, obviously, Josh Allen. I'm not taking him, but he deserves to go in the 4th round. If you're in 1 QB leagues, though, I'm not reaching for a quarterback. Brees and Allen Robinson, yes. Yeah. Allen Robinson is going to be sky high. I think you're going to have to reach on Allen Robinson to get him right now. So draft is beginning here in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We'll start the draft at 11:05 my time, 2:05 Eastern time. Let's go. You said ain't nobody worried, Max. You said ain't nobody worried about you with 8 viewers, bro. You are in here watching me. You in my comments. You're trash, bro. Straight up trash. Like, I don't know what else to say. You keep following me around. You love me, bro. I don't understand. Why are you in my Discord? Why are you in my live if you don't like me, bro? You addicted to me, bro. Like, move on. Anyway, do the opposite of what fantasy football says and you will be good. 100%. He just needs attention, man. I done owned his ass for years, and now he needs attention, bro. You still in the lives, still mentioning us, bro. Come on, dog. You ain't tired of seeing my face yet? Anyway, we here in the draft. Add me to the draft. Where is the link? The link has already been sent. The league is full. It's in the Discord. So if you want to mock draft with us, you want to do best ball with us, hop in the Discord. We post it all the time. I'll have another one coming up later this week. So at the 2 spot here, it depends on what Prabat does, but I'm probably going to take Cooper Kupp here. I think I'm going to take Cooper Kupp or a quarterback. I'm deciding. Has kids, by the way. What the hell are you talking about? Like I said, keep commenting, bro. You help our algorithm, so it's all good. We here, baby. We here. 2 more minutes. I'm going to go Cooper Kupp or a quarterback, depending on what Prabat does. But I like my spot at number 2. 2 and 1 to me are very hard spots to draft from. When you go number 1 or number 2, you got to kind of set the pace for the rest of the draft. So in a super flex league, there's a lot of depth at the quarterback position this year. I'm not too concerned because I still think I can get a top 10 quarterback on the wraparound. So I'm probably going to take Cooper Kupp if Prabat doesn't. I think he's going to go Justin Jefferson. This dude lives in the live, bro. You one of my top viewers, Max. You still one of my top viewers. I thought you'd have been gone already, bro. What you watching for? Thank you. Thank you for being a fan. You've always been a Fantasy Gods fan, and I love it. So I have no clue what Discord is. So Discord is a group chat. If you're not in the Discord, hop in there. It's a group chat. We just go in there. We'll post like different links to our lives. We'll post links to different leagues that we're in. Whatever y'all want to see, it's in our bio right now. So if you just go to the bio, you click the link in there. There's a Discord link. It's basically like a chat. There's other fantasy football fans in there. We talk about values throughout the season. You name it. So the draft, we got 1 more minute left, baby. 1 more minute left. Yes, sir. Got you, Deep Thinker. Max is still chilling in here. What's good, bro? What's good? You got something to say, or you just want to watch my face? I ain't even talking about nothing. So the best ball draft is here. Let's get it. Draft time. I know who I'm getting. We're going to start this draft right now, baby. Prabat is on the clock. I think he's going to go Justin Jefferson here. If I know Prabat, he's going Justin Jefferson. Let's see. He went Jonathan Taylor first pick. And so super flex leagues, a lot of times quarterbacks are going to go early. I'm not scared of the quarterbacks right now. I think that there's more value later on. Me personally, I'm grabbing Cooper Kupp. I think he's going to have a bounce back season. Here we go. Yes, sir. We on. So I've taken Cooper Kupp. Prabhat went Jonathan Taylor first pick. I'm very surprised. Very surprised at that. In super flex, he went Jonathan Taylor. It doesn't seem like a him move. Cooper is number one. Yeah, I think in PPR leagues, you got to go with Cooper Kupp. A lot of people are expecting it. They're saying I'm going to fade him because, he's not going to have the same season that he did last year. He had 100 points more than Justin Jefferson last year. Like, he was that good. So to me, Cooper Kupp, even if he drops down a little bit, say he's 50 points less than what he was last year, you're still getting an elite wide receiver. And you got to hope one of the other guys gets to that level. Max the type of guy to wipe back to front. Yo, it's hella funny, man. Bounce back season. Who we talking about? Bounce back season. Cook or CD for Dynasty? Definitely Dalvin. I don't know. So for me, you got to take CD PPR leagues. I like Dalvin Cook a lot more. I didn't realize Dynasty. Dynasty is CD Lamb. Cook next. Wide receivers are more valuable than running backs in Dynasty leagues. Next off the board went Josh Allen, then Justin Jefferson, then Patrick Mahomes in our draft. So Taylor, Kupp, Allen, Justin Jefferson, and Pat Mahomes are off the board. Thoughts on Rodgers, non-PPR? I think Rodgers, you talking about Aaron Rodgers? It depends. It doesn't matter PPR or not. You said Kupp was going to have a bounce back season. Kupp is going to have an elite season. So next pick was Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry. So the running backs are still going, even though it's a super flex. And yeah. We got 4 more picks left in the first round. Smooth, you said add me to the draft. Yeah, this draft is locked. I think I answered that already. Burke, Ken Walker, or Garrett Wilson for Dynasty. I go Treylon Burks out of all those guys. I think Garrett Wilson's solid too. Kenneth Walker's going to have to earn a role, but I go with the receivers over the running back.
Wow.
Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray just went. So the quarterbacks are going 5 quarterbacks in round 1. I still feel good about getting some quarterbacks later on. Let's see. Burrow top 5 QB? Hell no. Thoughts on? I don't think Burrow's top 5. I think Burrow he's top 10, but I think Burrow's going to start falling even in my rankings. Thoughts on Michael Thomas? I'm interested in Michael Thomas. I'm not reaching on him though. He's going 6th round right now, which is disrespectful. Tyler, what's good, homie? What's good? We got the rap. Your boy Max is on here talking shit. You like DJ Moore? DJ Moore? No, I'm not a big DJ Moore fan. Top 20 though. He's top 20 guy. What's good? Just an A1. What's popping, dog? What's popping? Thoughts on Zach Wilson? Zach Wilson's not ready yet. I give him 1 more year. They're putting weapons around him though. If he did well in redraft, it would shock me, just to be real. So to me, I think, they gave him Garrett Wilson in the first round, Breece Hall in the second. So they gave him the weapons. It's up to him to succeed. But I think he's a year away. I still think that team isn't very good yet. Corey Davis, I do like Corey Davis. Max loves Corey Davis. Calvin Ridley status for Corey Davis. But for me, Elijah Moore ain't really ready yet. I think he's a good talent, but he's not somebody that, that team isn't just all the way there yet. 1 step away, and I feel like Zach Wilson will be there. Probably year 3. Thoughts on Jerry Jeudy? Top 15 wide receiver if everything pans out right. You think Amari Cooper has a solid season? Yes, I do. 100%. So Najee Harris went in the draft. Oh, I had to refresh it. So Najee Harris just went. Jay is on the clock. DK has a huge contract to perform big time. Yes, sir. You think the NFL appeals the Watson suspension? 100%, dude. I think that they're going to. They have to save face, man. And so for me, Deshaun Watson's a guy. He had it, it's a weirdo. He's a weirdo. He does weird things. And to me, I thought he was going to get 12 games or more. I do think they're going to appeal. So we'll find out a little bit more later on.
Wow.
Where would you take Gabe Davis? I'm not taking Gabe Davis. So Gabe Davis to me is going to go like the back end of the wide receiver 3s, like 35 range to me. I'm not taking him as high as everybody else. His ADP right now is like wide receiver 25, which is wild. So Joe Burrow just got auto-picked right now. Let's see who's next. So 6 quarterbacks in this super flex draft just went. Let's see. Bro's begging. Marlon Mack thoughts. I love Marlon Mack this year at the value. 13th round to me is a steal. Max, we're not collabing. We won't collab at all. Marlon Mack thoughts. Yeah, 13th round is a steal for somebody who's going to be starting the game. For me, I tend to go like 1 or 2 running backs early on in the first 8 rounds, 10 rounds. So to me, Marlon Mack as a starter is dope. I think that there's a lot of potential there with them. And if he falls off, you can just drop him. He's not a real risk. A1, you update your RB sheet top 20. Still waiting on this next pick. We're at pick 13 right now. So the first picks were Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Kupp, Josh Allen, then Justin Jefferson, Mahomes, Herbert, McCaffrey, Derrick Henry at 8. At 9 was Lamar. Number 10 was Murray. Number 11 was Najee Harris. And number 12 was Joe Burrow. So in the second round started off, Travis Kelce went with the 13th pick. I like that. A little Burrow and Kelce stack. Let's see. Love the content, bro. 10-player PPR. When do I take Watson? Oh, I love him this year when he gets back. So, yeah, he's a top 10 to 15 QB in my opinion. I think you got to take him there right around that Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr range. I think he has more upside than those guys, so I slot him right in above there. What's up with the QBs going so early? It's super flex. So in super flex leagues, that's what happens. Quarterbacks, you start 2 quarterbacks, they go a little bit earlier. So to me, it's a smart move. I just think that quarterback is so deep this year, even in 12-team leagues, which this is, you can get a quarterback later on. As long as you have 1 top 10 guy, you're good to go. Wide receiver, running back in the first round, all depends on your league settings and what draft pick you have, who the best available player is. Like if somebody like a Derrick Henry slips to the back end of the first, I'm taking him. But a lot of wide receivers tend to slip to the later parts of the round. So that's what I do. Justin, can you break down how you got Mahomes and Lamar in the 4th and 5th in Superflex? What league was that in?
Wow.
Or it was against bots early on. So we did a mock draft. I think it was for a TikTok, if that's what you want to know. They better suspend him the whole season at least. We'll see. We'll see. Next picks were Austin Eckler and Russell Wilson. So the quarterbacks are going, but there's some other talent that's fallen. Like Jamar Chase is here in the middle of the second round, hasn't gone yet. Man, our biggest fan. You comment. I love it, man. Max is commenting all on our shit. I love it, bro. You a fan. Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Swift just went. Devontae Adams. Is Kamara going to be suspended? I think so. It'll probably be later in the year, though. His court date's not for 2 months, so I'm moving him up my rankings. I feel like we got to take him until we know otherwise. Devontae Adams. Joe Mixon just went, so there's a lot of talent still on the board. I'm looking at Stephon Diggs probably with my next pick, even though it's super flex. What team has potential in a few years for you? I think so. It's tough to gauge that far out because you don't know the kind of impact free agency. But when I look at setups, the Jets are trying to set something up. I think that they could be a strong contender in a few years, but I don't think it's like a championship team or anything. But to me, I like what the Jets are doing, getting Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson with Robert Saleh there. It's not bad. I'm not sure about the QB situation, though. This live more popping than any of this shit in the last 4 months. Let's go. Bro, I don't understand you. You weird. You just a weird dude, man. You just a weird dude. I wish people could see like behind the scenes of this shit, bro. It's like it's just fantasy football at the end of the day. We had some different takes. We called your ass out and you got sensitive. I don't know what else to tell you, bro. We call everybody out. You don't want to get sensitive about it. This is wild. Nah, this ain't wild. This is normal with this dude. Tell us about Emergent. Emerge Marketing, the company that pays me. My company? Is that what you want to talk about? What do you want to know? Thoughts on placement? Let's see. 1-9 out of 10-man standard league. What you mean? Thoughts on your placement? Explain that real quick. Abel, explain that to me, and I'll get to you. Dak was QB1. QB1, 6,000 yards. People don't forget that shit, man. You just be saying some random ass shit, bro. And people don't forget. So it's my pick right now.
Come on.
This pick just timed out. They gave him Dak Prescott. I'm going with Stephon Diggs right here. Locked in the spot right before Pravat gets the wraparound. So I got Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs right now from the 2 spot. What do you think about Julio? I talked about this earlier. I do think Julio's going to have some late round value. Think Antonio Brown, Think Antonio Brown and his value. Like before last season, people were all in. You know, they were fading Antonio Brown. Right now, I think people are fading Julio Jones. They think he's going to be hurt. They're worried about his production. In that spot in Tampa, I think he has a lot more value than people are giving him credit for. I can see them using him in the red zone, which he hasn't been good in the red zone his entire career. But I can see Julio having a lot of value for this team in the red zone with his size, probably being on safeties, linebackers, and third-string corners. Right now, CeeDee Lamb just went and Kyle Pitts just went. So I'm looking at different options right now. Deebo Samuel still on the board, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans. So to me, I know that there's going to be a run on receivers, probably some RBs that go right now. I'm going to solidify my wide receivers and get Deebo Samuel right here in the 3rd round. Can't you mute him? Nah, it's cool. He can keep commenting. He's like our biggest fan right now. I want to say he's the top fan on the live, so it's all good. He wants to, yeah. How are you top 2 viewer? Gods live rent free. Exactly. Max loves me. My pick is number 10, 9 out of 10. Good spot for the draft. I'm trying to find a good strategy. So if you're 9 out of 10, yeah, just take the best player is always the best strategy, man. There's going to be players that fall to you, and everybody's going to reach for guys they see on these for the next Calvin Ridley. They're going to reach on guys like that as like they shouldn't. And so with those guys, when they fall to you, you just take the best talent. Like for me, getting Stephon Diggs at the back end of the 2nd round, I'm taking that all day. So it just depends on your draft, man. Really, every draft is different. I suggest doing a lot of mock drafts, doing some best ball leagues like this. It'll change your approach, because if you try to go into a draft saying I have to draft a certain way, at 9, I have to take this guy, or I have to go with 0 RB, or I have to take 2 running backs first, you're in a losing proposition, man. Would you start double wide receivers first 2 rounds? In Superflex, I just started with 3 wide receivers: Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, and Deebo Samuel. It is important to note, though, we start 3 wide receivers, and we also have 2 flexes in this league in addition to the Superflex. So your league settings matter. If you only start 2 wide receivers, I don't recommend reaching for wide receivers or even thinking about 0 RB. It all depends on your league settings. JB said, nah, popcorn. Yeah, y'all want to watch? Y'all can watch the show. It's just me talking. But yeah, this dude's crazy. I haven't seen Diggs get past 109. He should get past 109. Otherwise, there's going to be some damn good backs left for you to draft. Abel said, thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Got you, homie. So in this round, after I took Deebo Samuel, Nick Chubb, Trey Lance, Mike Evans, Mark Andrews, Tom Brady, Saquon Barkley, and Alvin Kamara all just went. Aaron Jones. So as expected, a lot of the running backs are coming off the board. Still a lot of wide receivers left, but I got a feeling this 4th round, we're going to see them all go. Thoughts on Chris Olave? I'm excited for Chris Olave. I said he was going to be the best rookie wide receiver right after they drafted him, and I still believe that. Jameis is back, which it looks like it is. I'm very excited from what we've seen from him in camp. Jameis is back, bro. It's going to be a problem. Like, Chris Olave is going to have a big season. I can see 800 yards, probably 5-6 touchdowns. To me, that's lit for him going as like a wide receiver 4. So Chris Olave to me is going to have a pretty good season. PPR, you like Evans or Deebo more? I'm trending towards Evans, but I took Deebo in this draft. So I like Evans a little bit more than Deebo, but I took Deebo in this draft. I'm on underdog. Fournette and Javonte get the 2-3 turn. Boom. There you go, baby. I'm trying out running back in the first 3 rounds, tight end, QB, and then get some hidden receivers. Go right ahead. Thoughts on Slamboy? Yeah, Michael Thomas. I feel like Michael Thomas is also going to be a lot better than people think. He's going to the sixth, seventh round right now, which is wild to me. I don't think he's going to be an elite wide receiver one like he used to be, but him being drafted as like a mid-tier wide receiver 2 is insane, or a mid-tier wide receiver 3 is insane. MT could be crazy value. Fantasy football AZ, they ain't hit y'all up. Underdog. What are you talking about, bro? We get paid, so I don't know what you're talking about. I work for FanDuel, so you can have Underdog all you want. I work for FanDuel. I know you see my face on there a few times. Would it be a reach to take Kelce in the second? Not at all. Not at all. What's the under? Hey, keep being an Underdog affiliate, bro. Go ahead, Underdog affiliate. I work for FanDuel. I don't have to do the same thing you do and go into other people's chats and drop the Underdog code. Underdog code. What the hell are you talking about, bro? Javonte Williams just went. Aaron Jones just went. So the running backs have continued. We're on the last pick right now, and I love it. When's the best time to draft? End of the preseason, so you know all the injuries were done. So I would go end of the preseason, like third week of preseason. Make sure you're not drafting too much before that. Bros extra. This is what we deal with, bro. If y'all only knew. If you don't got haters, you ain't doing something right. Respect, bro. Yes, sir. You know what it is. Use his code, man. I don't give a shit. There's other people that deserve it more. Yes, there are. Akers or Zeke? I'm taking Zeke in that case. Akers has a ton of upside, but I'm not in on Akers. Prabat actually made some really good points about Cam Akers, and we're probably a little bit too low on him. I am, but I trust Zeke. Zeke has been a top 10 guy his entire career, damn near. So if you look at Zeke and his finishes as a running back, Zeke Elliott's being disrespected. Like, I've been disrespecting Zeke. He's been a top 10 guy every year in his career. It just doesn't feel like it. So to me, I like Zeke a lot more than Akers. Bipolar much, yeah. So Matt Stafford just went, and I'm assuming right now, here go the run on wide receivers. Some receivers that are left right now: Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, Jalen Waddle, DK Metcalf. And this is the 4th round. So I assume that there's going to be a huge run on receivers. I'm glad I got mine because there's a QB I'm eyeing right now, and I'm hoping he falls to me. No one's using your code, weirdo. Facts. I think he's our top viewer right now. Don't touch the older running backs. I don't necessarily agree with that. So like Dalvin, Kamara, Zeke, I don't think you should be too scared of them just because their age. My dude Jay is holding up the draft, man. Let's see who he takes.
Let's go, team.
Rashad Bateman, thoughts? Elite. I think he's going to be an elite wide receiver 3 or better. Elite wide receiver 3 or better. He's firmly in my top 20 to 25 wide receivers. I do trust the connection that he has with Lamar Jackson, and there's no other option there for them receiver-wise. I think they put him in that spot. He's an elite talent, and I see him producing elite results. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was like 1,108. I think that's a solid season for Rashad Bateman. Tyreek Hill and T. Higgins went off the board, as I assumed. A lot of receivers are going to be going. And so the run on receivers has started. What's your tight end approach? Either grab a top one or wait. Grab a top tight end or wait. Is Andrews tight end 1 this season? Hell no. It's Kelce, bro. All day. Travis Kelce's tight end 1. And with Tyreek Hill gone, that makes the decision that much easier. They're going to use him in the red zone. He's going to be a high volume guy. Even with all the rest of Juju, MVS, Sky Moore, Mecole Hardman there. Travis Kelce's a reliable guy, and he's going to see a shit ton of targets this year. I have a 10 pick and a 10-man. Would you recommend going back-to-back RB? It all depends on who's there, bro. Straight up. All depends who's there. Like if you go back-to-back running back, it's because you're getting Najee Harris, because you're getting a Derrick Henry, you're getting a Joe Mixon. There's a lot of value to be had at the back end of that first round. Would you draft Kelce first round? Absolutely, I draft Kelce first round. I think he gives you, especially if your league rewards points per reception. Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins off the board, then James Conner. So Crimson took three receivers and Kyler Murray. Took Kyler Murray, Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, and James Conner. I think he's going value-based picking here, which I'm not mad at. Ezekiel Elliott went next, then Keenan Allen, then Aaron Rodgers. So right now I'm up in 5 picks. Best available players right now, Derek Carr, Leonard Fournette, A.J. Brown, George Kittle, and Kirk Cousins. A.J. Brown and Kittle just went off the board. So I'm up with a choice here to make, and I'm going to reach a little bit. Actually, I'm not going to reach right here. I'm going to take Michael Pittman and take another receiver, even though right now it's the 4th round. I'm taking Michael Pittman. I think he's going to have a huge year. Fournette is an easy pick. Yeah, Fournette was an easy pick there. That's who I was going to go with if he would have fell. Or Breece Hall, but Breece Hall just went. So I took Michael Pittman because I didn't like the options that were left at running back. I think Prabat's going to take Cam Akers here. Probably take Jalen Waddle. So I'm probably going to go with David Montgomery or Travis Etienne as my wide receiver, my running back one. Who did you draft so far? I got Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, Deebo Samuel, and Michael Pittman right now. Are you doing a mock on ESPN? No, it's on Sleeper, and right now you can stream it on YouTube and Twitch, so you can see the whole board. I got the whole board posted on Twitch and our YouTube channel. Go Reds, they're in last place now. Zeke was an RB7 last year with the down year. That's worth a round 2 pick, RB2 pick for sure. Yeah, I've been a little more down on Zeke than I should have been. He's been top 10 every single year he's been in the league. So right now, I feel like I've been fading him too hard. He's going like running back 20 damn near. So I think Zeke needs to be moved up a lot of people's boards. And Prabat takes every minute of this damn clock to pick. I know Cam Akers is coming home, so it depends on if he's taking Derek Carr or not, too. I got you. Can you do one more of your last pick? Yes. So I'll do that next week. Actually, later this week. Get in the Discord. I'll do that later next week. Later this week, I should say. Amari Cooper thoughts. Yeah, I talked about Amari Cooper. He's locked in my top 15 to 20 wide receivers. Yes, sir. Got you, Jeff. Helps McCarthy believes he still has an integral role in the back. Yeah, Zeke is still going to be a top running back. So Zeke, to me, is being faded because he's an old name. Everybody's expecting to fall off. We saw Tony Pollard, but to me, I'm not fading Zeke anymore. I'm going to go Travis Etienne right here at running back and get some upside here in the 5th round. Treylon Burks thoughts. I think he's going to need a year, but they like what he's doing in camp right now. He's been balling. So the run on position players is going Montgomery, Jalen Waddle, Deontay Johnson all just went. Kirk Cousins just went off the board too. So everybody besides 1, 2 other teams have 2 quarterbacks. So I'm not too worried about another kind coming back to me. Love Etienne. Yeah, I think it was a good pick here. Can't believe you believe in Zeke's ankle. So to me, I'm not a huge Zeke guy. I haven't been a big Zeke guy, and I've been kind of expecting his fall off. But you have to respect the numbers, and numbers don't lie. He's been a top 10 running back, and they're going to use him. He was injured last year in a down year, and still was a top 10 running back. So to me, I can't fade that anymore. I'm not going to put him in my top 10, but he's right out there. He's right up there. He doesn't have the same upside, but I've been disrespecting Zeke a little bit too long. Garrett Wilson's thoughts next season, not this year for redraft. In Dynasty, though, he should be good. Darren Waller just went with that pick. I like that pick there. Let's see. He's not top 15 either. I don't know. I think Zeke is top 15. Could you see Cook being top 3 if healthy? Well, they're talking about using him more in the passing game. And so if Cook does get more receptions in the passing game, we already know he's a threat to take it to the house at any point in time. I could see Dalvin Cook being a top 3 running back when it's all said and done. I'm not drafting him as such, though. Chris Godwin right before Mike Williams. That's interesting to me. Chris Godwin's a good player, damn good player. And I think him being healthy says a lot. Him going in the 5th round, it says a lot of people are fading him. I expect his ADP to go up. Mike Williams, I see his ADP going down. Think James Cook will take over the Bills' backfield? Absolutely not. I think maybe in the year, it would take an injury later on in the year for James Cook to be relevant. I think Devin Singletary has earned his role as a starting running back for that team. And I think James Cook he's flashy. He's got the upside you look for, and I think he's going to be catching some passes. But if he had 3 catches for 30 yards and 4 rushes for 20 yards, that wouldn't surprise me each game. Like, I don't see the same upside everybody does with him early on. Now, is he somebody you're probably going to pick up off waivers at some point? Potentially. But Zach Moss, they're talking about him being involved too now. So I'm not as excited as everybody else is for James Cook. I don't think he's a league winner. He is somebody to pay attention to, though, on waivers, because I guarantee he'll be on waivers after 2 weeks. Let's see. Thoughts on Derek Carr, which round? I'm actually going to post a video on Derek Carr a little bit later today. Be on the lookout for it. So make sure you follow if you're not. Next picks were Kirk Cousins, Darren Waller, Chris Godwin, Mike Williams, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, Cam Akers, who slipped all the way to the back end of the round, and Cortland Sutton. Nobody likes Cook. Yeah, I feel like Dalvin Cook is he's proven himself, and he still goes really late. Non-PPR, take Henry's top 3. Top 3. Yeah, if you want to see the whole draft, I'm just talking it through. If you want to see the whole draft, it's on YouTube and Twitch. Make sure you guys sub on there too. That'll help us out. Let's see. Juke said, crazy wide receiver room you got. Yeah, loaded up early. There's still more wide receivers available, but I like my wide receiver room, and I feel like everybody else is going to be going wide receivers later on here. So to me, I'm going to find some good value at the running back and quarterback position. Higgins or Pittman. And so I do like I like Higgins and Pittman, but I would go with Higgins in that scenario. Like if Higgins would have fell to me, that's who I would have taken. So Higgins to me has a ton of upside this year. They're very similar though. T. Higgins is like 12 and Pittman's like 13 for me. Would you be down to do a Spartan race at Cowboy Stadium? I would do it. I think that's the stadion or whatever they call it. So Spartan races are hella fun, man. I did some Spartan races a couple years ago, and those are challenging, man. Did a beast, did a super, did a sprint. Yeah, man, it was fun. Are we capped at 3 QBs, or can more be taken? You can take more. You can take more QBs. Jameis Winston just went. That's a guy I've been targeting late in drafts, so I really like Jameis Winston this year. Kind of upset to see him go a little bit earlier than I thought he would. What rookie wide receiver has the highest value? I think for redraft this year, it's going to be either Drake London or Chris Olave. Excuse me. Yeah, Drake London or Chris Olave this year. I think Treylon Burks is going to need a little time, but he's been looking good in camp even after all the asthma stuff that he has going on. And Garrett Wilson, I think, is just going to need he's going to need a little bit better than what the Jets are going to provide this year. George Pickens. Dan's been on George Pickens. Our guy Dan, man. Shout out to the homie Dan. He's been on George Pickens too, and I can see him having a Martavis Bryant type impact too. He looks just like him, man. Plays just like him. Chris Carson retired. Yeah, Chris Carson did retire. Sad to see, man. He's a good back too. Why not Sky Moore? I just think there's a lot of mouths to feed in that offense. So when you talk about Sky Moore, you're also talking about Mecole Hardman, Travis Kelce, MVS, Juju Smith-Schuster. Like there's just a ton of weapons in that Chiefs offense you got to rely on. And I mean, CEH, Ronald Jones, Jerick McKinnon, like there's so many mouths to feed in that offense. I'm just not in on Sky Moore. I think he's going to have better real life value than fantasy value this year. So after Jameis Winston went, Allen Robinson, Amari Cooper, J.K. Dobbins all went. And so I'm up here in 2 picks. I got to make a difficult – I'm up right now. Michael Thomas just went, which I think is a hell of a pick right there by Sonny Weaver. So I am on the clock right now after Dalton Schultz just went. I'm looking at quarterbacks, and I think I'm going to go with Tua right here because Prabhat might snag him. I'm going to go Tua. The best running backs left are Antonio Gibson, Elijah Mitchell, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, A.J. Dillon. I'd be comfortable with one of those guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get a QB and take Tua. Let's see. Nobody predicted Carson's injury. Why is that? He had a neck injury, man. It's tough to bounce back from those neck injuries, especially playing a running back position. What do you think about Allen Lazard this year? High-end wide receiver 3. Move him up your boards. Right now, he's going outside the top 100. That's for Aaron Rodgers, #1 receiver. That's crazy. And Aaron Rodgers is viewing him as a #1 receiver. You better view him as a #1 receiver. He could fall into 1,000, 8 touchdowns. 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns is not out of the realm of possibilities. Joe Mixon at 10, Stephon Diggs at 203. Thoughts? I think you're sitting nice right there. Who will be the best receiver for the Broncos? Jerry Jeudy, in my opinion. They'll both have their weeks. They'll both have their time, but I'm going with Jerry Jeudy. I think he has the highest upside if everything clicks. Dawson Knox thoughts? He's average. He's going to be a touchdown hog and then not get a whole lot of yards. You're getting him as like a back-end tight end. I think that's about right for him. Reminds me of Robert Tonyan, Gesicki-ish. I don't really see a whole lot of upside with Dawson Knox. Olave or Allen Lazard? I go with Allen Lazard over Chris Olave. Prabat taking forever to pick again. What else is new? I just took Diggs at 8, Mixon at 15. I think Diggs at 8 is a little bit of a reach depending on who else was there. Do you use prize picks? Potentially. I have a couple prize picks we'll talk about here. Some season futures that I want to talk about, so I'll be posting those very soon. Thoughts on Devontae Adams this year? I think he's going to explode. Yeah, so Devontae Adams, if he's not locked in your top 3 to 5 receivers, you got major issues. Devontae Adams for sure is going to be one of those top guys. I'm not worried about the fall off from Aaron Rodgers to Derek Carr. Derek Carr is going to force feed him. All right, so Antonio Gibson is still there looking at me. Elijah Mitchell's still there, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still there. So I'm going to go Antonio Gibson, drop in here in the 7th round, shore up the running back room. I got Travis Etienne and Antonio Gibson now as my running backs with Tua. Who are you prioritizing in round 2 besides Swift? I'm not really looking at Swift in round 2, but Saquon Barkley to me is somebody that I'm looking at. And then getting a receiver like Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs in that range is very important to me as well. Best fantasy app, FanDuel, baby. FanDuel it is. Travis Kelce or CeeDee Lamb. I'm taking Travis Kelce at his value over CeeDee Lamb. We can see them put up similar numbers, but you're getting that from Travis Kelce at tight end. Let's see. Any more questions coming in from the chat, from the YouTube or Twitch chat? I'll answer those too. Sorry, I was ignoring it for a minute. Best choice if you got the #1 pick in PPR leagues, I think you got to go Cooper Kupp. Got to go Cooper Kupp. So after I picked Gibson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Elijah Mitchell, I figured the running backs would start. Those running backs would go. And then wide receivers, Rashad Bateman and Darnell Mooney are off the board. I think this is good value for them both. I got Bateman ahead of Mooney, so that doesn't surprise me at all. I pick 17, been going Kelce unless Swift falls. Yeah, if you can get Kelce at pick 17, I think that's a steal. I think that's a steal. So right now, my team, I got my wide receiver set. I feel good about the running backs, and I got at least one quarterback. So there's a couple other quarterbacks I feel later on that'll have some value. Hopefully I'll be able to get them when they come back. I don't think too many teams are taking backup quarterbacks right now, but with extra flex spots in here, it wouldn't shock me to see a run on receivers even now. Like a lot of running backs have been taken. So I think all those running back sleepers, when you start talking about like Gabe Davis's, you start talking about Elijah Moore's, Amon-Ra St. Brown's, Allen Lazard's, I think those guys are all going to start going right now. Treylon Burks just went. Henry or Kupp in PPR, I'm taking Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp easy. DK Metcalf or Scary Terry? Give me DK Metcalf. Henry, would you go Jefferson, Chase, Diggs, or Jefferson, Swift? I probably would go with the stack Jefferson with Chase or Diggs. Devontae or Chase? I'm flipping on this. I was Chase early. I'm going with Devontae now. Devontae Adams moved up my rankings. Juju Smith-Schuster just got taken. There's been a lot of reports about Juju. So if you guys are in on Juju, there's been a lot of things to be excited about. I want to see how it progresses, though, because all the early reports is that they have a good connection. But I don't know if he's force-feeding that right now just because he's new. Sometimes the quarterbacks will do that. Now, if we keep hearing these reports throughout camp, I think Juju's going way too low. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Adam Thielen off the board, Trevor Lawrence. Then we have, who is that? Looks like Kenneth Walker and Miles Sanders off the board as well. Do you need assistance or apprentice? Love to write and stat. Hit me in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, hit me up. We'll talk. Hit me up. If you're in the Discord, send me a private message and we'll talk. How good is the O-line for the Raiders? Man, I don't know. I get it. I'm still buying into Devontae. Heavy Swift across all my leagues. A lot of people like DeAndre Swift. I feel like you can get Aaron Jones at better value later on. So Kareem Hunt just went off the board. If you're trying to watch the whole thing, you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube and Twitch. We're going very slow through these 8 rounds right now. I'm actually going to hop off the TikTok live and focus on this here in just a little bit. You guys got me for a while, though. I ain't going nowhere just right this second. Pick one, Juju, Bateman, or Mooney. Bateman all day. Rashad Bateman, easily. Easily Rashad Bateman over Juju and Mooney. And then I probably would go with Mooney and then Juju. Aaron Jones and Swift back-to-back ADP in my leagues. Yep. Yeah, they're about the same, but everybody's taking Swift earlier than Aaron Jones because they think he has more upside. My guy Bradley's asking, how do you feel about Adam Thielen? To me, I'm not a big Adam Thielen fan this year. His injury risk is too high. He gets injured all the time. Plus, you have to rely on him to get touchdowns for him to have consistent fantasy value. I do think he'll be a bigger part of the offense this year now that they've switched it up. But I'm not buying Adam Thielen on his value. He'd have to slip pretty far for me to take him. There's guys with more upside that I like at that value. Good question, by the way. But yeah, Adam Thielen, to me, I think a lot of people are tied to his name, Adam Thielen. He had wide receiver 2 value for so long, even wide receiver 1 value at certain points in his career. But for me, the injury risk for me is not worth the upside. It's not like he's going to be a 1,000-yard guy. He's not going to be a 100-catch guy. And I think there's some guys down there like D-Hop went after him in this draft. To me, I'd rather have DeAndre Hopkins all day over Adam Thielen. Allen Lazard, too. You see the split with Aaron Jones without Adams, 6.5 targets per game. Yes, Aaron Jones, to me, is a steal right now. He's being drafted way too low. And, a lot of people are saying that DeAndre Swift has like more target upside. I've seen that. To me, Aaron Jones has a ton of target volume without Devontae Adams there. And in the red zone, they use him as well very heavily. So I'm not scared of Aaron Jones at all. Sorry, I got like 100 things processing right now, trying to do TikTok, answer the questions on here, and drafts. It's my pick right now. And I'm going to see who's left on the board. Running back wise, there's not very many options that I like. Tight end wise, TJ Hawkinson's best available, but there's a couple other tight ends I would not mind having. So I'm going to address this quarterback position once and for all. And I'm going to take a name. Actually, I'm going to wait on quarterback. I'm going to wait on quarterback, and I'm going to go with a running back here who I think is still going to have a lot of value. Cordero Patterson coming home. I don't expect him to be great, but I think he's still going to have a role in the offense. Michael Thomas is a mid-6 pick and worth it. Absolutely. Michael Thomas needs to be shooting up. His ADP is way too low right now. Way too low. Hawkinson did great last year until he got hurt. So Hawkinson's a good pick. He got hurt. And right now I'm in the 9th round. I might scoop him up with this next pick. But there's a couple other tight ends out there. David Njoku. There's a few tight ends out there that I still like. But I think I am going to start the run on tight ends. Here we go. Is Najee worth a keeper from picking 12? Yes. If you got number 12, Najee's definitely worth a pick. It was between him and Edmonds. Went Edmonds. Oh, between I would have took CPAT. So you didn't take, or I would have took Edmonds. If you didn't take CPAT, I would have took Edmonds. So good job. Crimson, what's up? What's happening, dog? What's happening? Hawkinson underwhelmed. I think he might again this year too. I'm not big on TJ Hawkinson, but the draft capital's there. David Njoku could have a great year. You guys see it. They're expecting huge things from him. So I do too. I think that David Njoku is going to have a big year. Dawson Knox. Yeah, I'm not sold on Dawson Knox like everybody else is. I think Dawson Knox is a good tight end to have. He's not great, and I think he doesn't have as much upside as people think. I think everybody's just tying him to the offense, to Josh Allen, where the touchdowns I feel like will be there, but the yardage won't. Gabe Davis is going to play a role. Isaiah McKenzie, who I talked about way earlier on this, is going to have a role. So I'm not all in on Dawson Knox like everybody else is. It's my pick. The TJ Hawkinson disrespect, man, it's got to stop, bro. I feel like I don't want to take TJ Hawkinson here, but when I look at best available, he's the guy that fits the mold. I'm going TJ Hawkinson and not feeling too good about it. I'm new to fantasy. Jonathan Taylor, number one pick for sure. I think if a PPR league, which a lot of leagues are converting to PPR right now, I would go with Cooper Kupp, but Jonathan Taylor is the safest number one pick if you have the number one pick. I want Gabe Davis to succeed. I really enjoy watching him play. Yeah, he's a fun player to watch. I'm not buying the hype. I think people want him to succeed. Probably share your same thought. They want him to be great, and he's tied in a great offense, but he's going like wide receiver 20 to 25 range. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Kupp is arguably in full PPR. Yes. You from Cincinnati, you always wearing Cincinnati hats. Now I got this hat. I got a shit ton of hats, man. It's just what I'm wearing on the day. I like it. It's red and black. It goes with a lot of my shit. Devontae Smith, Devin Singletary, Mac Jones, Tony Pollard all went. Oops. Yeah, like I said, if you guys got any more questions on the YouTube or Twitch, I'll answer those as well. This draft is going slow, man. I thought we'd go a little faster than this. Thoughts on Zeke? I answered that earlier. Everybody's sleeping on Zeke. Darren Waller, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, 1,000%. You better go Kyle Pitts. He has tremendous upside this season. I can see him having like 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities. Kyle Pitts is going to have a monster year this year with Marcus Mariota. So he's firmly in my top three. I think I'm as my top two tight end right now, only behind Kelsey. If everything clicks for Kyle Pitts, it's scary hours. Kyle Pitts is my QB. Thoughts on Pittman? Michael Pittman's a dog. So I got him at 13 right now. Matt Ryan tends to lean on his receivers. Michael Pittman's been showing out in camp right now, even going against Stephon Gilmore every single week in practice. To me, that screams a lot of upside. He's right at 13 for me, and I don't see a reason why he wouldn't be 6'4", big frame, high drop pedigree. You love to see it. Michael Pittman is going to be a dog this year. 13. He's at my pick 13. Rise said, just switch from TikTok. How's it going? What's good, my man? Appreciate you switching over. Make sure you guys sub on the YouTube and the Twitch, too. 110 to 10. Yeah. Touchdown. So I think he had a lot of touchdowns that probably should have went his way last year. He went from 1 to 10. I just think 10 isn't out the realm of possibilities. If he did it, it wouldn't surprise me. I see more in the 7 to 8 range, but 10 with 1,200 yards would not shock me at all. Paris Campbell's the Colts solid wide receiver 2. I'm assuming you mean Paris Campbell. They've been talking him up. Just make sure if you got Paris Campbell on your radar, just pay attention over the first week, man, because he might be a hot commodity. If Matt Ryan does intend like him, like it says, then Paris Campbell might be a commodity, man. Injury prone, yes, he is injury prone. That's the only thing you got to worry about with Paris Campbell is the injuries. He's been very unfortunate when it comes to injuries. All right, we're getting into rookie hours right now in the draft. Sky Moore just went. Chris Olave just went. And so to me, a lot of those tight ends we were talking about, Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz, Dawson Knox just went off the board, so I'm glad I got TJ Hawkinson there. Alex Pierce is awesome. He's got to carve out a role. That's the problem. Everybody expects rookies to just come in and take over. It doesn't always work like that. Paris Campbell is a vet in the game. He's had his opportunity and succeeded with that opportunity, so it doesn't surprise me that he's showing out in camp right now. All right, Garrett Wilson just went off the board. Tyler Lockett, Matt Ryan. I'm going to go ahead and grab a guy that I think is vastly underrated, and that's Ryan Tannehill. He's been a top 15 QB, top 12 QB for a lot of the years he's been on the Titans. I think getting him this late isn't necessarily a steal, but it's a good value. Take Rachaad White, Tampa Bay. Yes, I like Rachaad White a lot this year in PPR leagues at running back. Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a dog. If you ain't been following us for very long, I'm a huge Mike Evans guy. Told everybody last year Mike Evans was going to be a star. And, yeah, Mike Evans is a dog. I love Mike Evans. One of my favorite players. Debo or Jamar? I'm going Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase on that one. Jamar Chase just has the upside. We saw it last year with him as a rookie, and he's going to be locked into the exact same role. I think this year with Trey Lance coming in, you're going to see a little bit of a changing of the guard. Brandon Ayuk has been very consistent with him this season with Trey Lance over the offseason, and it gave him time to establish chemistry with Trey Lance. So I think Brandon Ayuk's going to have an increased role. George Kittle will be used in the red zone a little bit more because a lot of teams are going to key in on Trey Lance instead of pulling their linebackers back to guard George Kittle. I think we see George Kittle score more touchdowns this year. So I'm not as in on Deebo Samuel at his draft position. I took him in this draft, but I do think I'd rather have Jamar Chase for sure. I was at training camp. Jamar was balling out. Yeah, he tore Eli Apple up. We saw that one. That highlight, man. Jamar Chase is a dog. I love Jamar Chase. I got a Bengals hat around here somewhere. Somebody else is asking me about if I'm from Cincinnati. I got a Bengals hat around here somewhere too. David Montgomery. I'm not reaching for David Montgomery, but I'm not mad at him either. He just doesn't have as much upside as I like. Jared Goff just went. My name is Jamar too. What's happening, Jamar? There was one question. Rachaad White, where do you draft him? I think you draft him in like the 12th round, 11th round. He has, if something happens to playoff Lenny, that's an RB1, man. I don't think y'all ready for that combo though. Speaking of Rachaad White, he just went in our draft. Let's see. So I got 3 backs right now. I'm looking at the receivers. Russell Gage is up there. You already know how I feel about Russell Gage. I'm not touching Russell Gage at all. There is a receiver I like. He got hurt though, so it makes me a little bit questionable on him. But Chase Claypool to me has a lot of value right now. I'm drafting Chase Claypool right here with this pick. Lenny, 1 cheeseburger away. He lost the weight. They said he lost the weight. What do you think about Lockett and Metcalf? Is it too much of a risk without Russ? I think DK Metcalf is very safe. I think Tyler Lockett is very questionable. I would not be drafting Tyler Lockett anywhere in the top 100. DK Metcalf for sure is QB proof. It doesn't matter who his QB is. I like DK Metcalf's value there. Brandon Cooks for DK Metcalf, 1,000% DK Metcalf. He just signed his contract. If you were worried about him, it was because he didn't sign his contract or because of the quarterback issues. Geno Smith proved he can make DK relevant. Do not take Brandon Cooks over DK Metcalf. Dameon Pierce or Mack. Give me Marlon Mack to start the year. I think you'll have to wait on Dameon Pierce. If he gets the role, he's a plotter. I'm not a big fan of Dameon Pierce. Pat Freiermuth, Albert O, and Melvin Gordon just went off the board. Dameon Pierce to me, if you guys want my opinion on Dameon Pierce, I think he's going to have to wait. He's going to have a lot of 5 carries for 20-yard type games before he's going to see any meaningful role. So to me, I'm not taking Dameon Pierce. Marlon Mack's going to have receiving work and rushing work and red zone work early on unless somehow he loses the role here in preseason. I'm taking Marlon Mack. He's a 13th round flyer, right around where Dameon Pierce is going, who doesn't even have a carved out role. Who will be better, Jefferson or Kupp? Give me Cooper Kupp all day. I think Cooper Kupp, he was 100 points better than Justin Jefferson last season. And even though Jefferson has a new offensive scheme that he's in the Rams offensive scheme. I don't see the same upside. I think yardage wise, yes, but touchdown wise and just inactive to get open, Cooper Kupp is a dog, bro. If it was Kirk Cousins was on the Rams and Stafford was on the Vikings, then I would say Justin Jefferson. DK goes off with Geno. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I think it's going to be a big surprise in the NFL. Yeah, I think DK is QB proof. He catches bad throws all the time, so I'm not too worried about DK.
Come on.
Oh man, this has been a longer draft than I thought it would be. We got 6 rounds left in this draft. So, 6 rounds left in this draft. I like how the team has turned out so far. Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, Deebo Samuel, Michael Pittman, and Claypool at receiver. Travis Etienne, Antonio Gibson, and CPAT at running back. Tua and Ryan Tannehill at the quarterback. A little sketch, but I'll probably grab another one next round. And TJ Hawkinson at tight end. What draft you on? We're on Sleeper right now doing a free best ball draft. If you want to get into a free best ball draft with myself or any of the other gods, hop into the Discord. The link is in our profile, so you can find it there. But yeah, we do drafts. We're probably going to be doing a lot more of them frequently too. Third pick, 12-man PPR. Who you choosing? Cooper Kupp if he's there. Cooper Kupp all day. Elijah Mitchell versus Damian Harris. Elijah Mitchell. Damian Harris is is good, but his value is built into those touchdowns he had last year. 15 touchdowns or 16 touchdowns, whatever it was on the season. I think Ramondre Stevenson plays a bigger role this year. I'm not really buying into Elijah Mitchell either. There's been talks of them trying to keep him healthy throughout the season, so getting Jeff Wilson and Tyrion Davis-Price involved. So make sure you're paying attention to that too. Carson Wentz, Daniel Jones just went off the board, so a lot of the backup quarterbacks are going 12-man PPR league. That makes sense. Davis Mills also off the board. You rock, bro. You're my guy. I'm using a lot of your advice for my draft. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, we put a lot of work into this, and I've been playing fantasy for over 20 years. So I know this shit like the back of my hand. I won many leagues, too many to count. So, yeah, you're in good hands, bro. We ain't going to win them all, but we're going to win a lot of them, baby. Gerald Everett considered a sleeper. I'm not considering Gerald Everett to be a sleeper. I think he's in the right offense with that Chargers offense, but I'm not considering him a sleeper. He's going in the 15 to 20 range for tight ends. It's about where he should be going. Let's see. Where do you draft Elijah Mitchell in the keeper league? I'm not drafting him there. Let somebody else draft him in a keeper league. I don't see Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell's a 6th-round draft pick. I don't see him keeping that role for very long. Let somebody else draft him. What do you think about Evan Ingram in Jacksonville? He's going to have opportunity. Can he catch the rock? It's been his problem. We've seen Evan Ingram be a top 12 tight end, though. So, to me, I like the upside there. You're getting him 15 right now, tight end 15. So, to me, it's good value. Why is Alvin Kamara ranked so high with suspension incoming? He's ranked high because he hasn't been suspended. So, if he doesn't get suspended, where would you rank him? And that's exactly why he's ranked there. Cole Kmet is the breakout tight end this year. I'm not as in on Kmet as everybody else, but to me, Cole Kmet, he's going to be average, man. Justin Fields in that offense. I'm not buying Cole Kmet as a sleeper. What number tight end do you have David Njoku after today's news? David Njoku to me is going to be in the top 10 to 12 range right now. I'm putting him up there right with that Gesicki mix. I think I'd rather have David Njoku this year than even Gesicki. Lockett as a wide receiver 48, he's never finished below 30. That's enough reason for me. But he's also had Russell Wilson during that time. So I am fading Tyler Lockett. I'm not drafting him. Even if he's going wide receiver 48, to me, I'm not buying that. Just tuned in from TikTok. Appreciate the chance to draft with y'all. Yes, sir. If you guys hop in the Discord, you can draft with us. We're going to post the links in there to our drafts. So make sure you guys hop in there. Thoughts on Javonte Williams, too high in the second round. Early second, yes. I'm not a big Javonte guy this year. Russell Wilson came in. I think he has solid value, but he doesn't have the upside that you want to see out of like some of those other backs. So to me, Javonte's at the back end of the top 12 for me. Swooping Watson, if it's only 6 games, yeah. Unfortunately, you got to, man. He's one of those guys. He's a top 5-7 QB when he plays, so you can't just let that fall. You can't just let that fall in your draft. Why do you keep the stickers on the fitted? I've been doing that since I've had fitted hats in the early 2000s, man. That's just what we did back then. So I still do it now. Tyreek or Evans? Give me Mike Evans for the touchdown upside, but Tyreek is being faded way too heavily right now. I don't know how Tyreek is slipping out of anybody's top 10, but yeah, don't let that happen. A couple names to target at 07. You're looking at Jefferson slips to you there. I think Joe Mixon's good value there. Najee Harris is a good value there. Those are 3 guys I'll be looking at. Derrick Henry, if he slips to you at 7. Just depends on your draft. Dalvin, like you can't really go wrong at 7 this year. I am almost on the clock, so let me see who's been picked so far. The draft is picking up a little bit. Tyler Algier, who we've warned you guys about, just got picked. Carson Wentz, Daniel Jones, Mike Gesicki, David Mills. Robert Woods is still here in the 11th round. I can't read that name right here. It looks like Russell Gage, Isaiah Spiller, Michael Carter, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Tyler Boyd, then Marlon Mack, Irv Smith, Naheem Hines, and J.D. McKissic, who are really solid PPR backs. Naheem Hines and J.D. McKissic, very solid PPR backs just went. I'm up in 3 picks, and I'm looking at best available. It's like Marcus Mariota, who I think can have a decent year, but I'm looking for more upside than that right now. The running backs left are Dameon Pierce, James Robinson. I'm going to take James Robinson because I feel like he has the most upside out of these guys, like the safest floor. I'm looking at receivers. It's Michael Gallup, Jameson Williams, Christian Watson, Rondale Moore. None of those guys really None of those guys really speak to me, so I'm going to go ahead and grab James Robinson now that we know he's healthy. You like Miles Sanders this year? No, I don't. Got more messages. Are you high on Pittman? Very high on Pittman. He's my wide receiver 13. If I don't answer your question, just ask it again. It keeps rolling up. It's like freezing on me, so I got to make sure I'm paying attention to it. Terrion Davis-Price, Jameson Williams just went. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and grab that receiver. I'm grabbing Devontae Parker, who is the wide receiver 1 for the New England Patriots. Zeke PPR, Chubb standard. I don't understand the question there, if that's a question. Should I take quarterback, wide receiver, or running back in the first round? If it's a single quarterback league, you're absolutely not taking quarterback, but you can take the best wide receiver or running back that's available. Just depends on who's there. So obviously I would support both of those. If it's super flex, I'm not mad if you take a quarterback. But I would go receiver if it's PPR league, depending on if Cooper Kupp's there. Running back, just depends on who falls to you, man. So it all depends on your board. Mock draft, have fun, get in a bunch of free leagues, man. That's the way. Best ball, we're doing a best ball. This is a great way to see how your drafts pan out. So if you want to do more best balls, hop in the Discord. We're going to be doing them all preseason. It's fun. You can do a free one, see how the draft plays out, and never set your roster again. Wasting time on Houston running backs. Pierce a possibility late round. I'm not in on Dameon Pierce at all. I think Dameon Pierce is a plotter. He won't have any role unless somebody gets hurt. I will go Marlon Mack and pick up Dameon Pierce off waivers later in the season. Aaron Jones about to ball this year. Everyone's afraid of Dylan taking away touches. I agree 1,000%. Aaron Jones is solid value right now. All right. You think we can have an above average overall scoring season? There seems to be a lot more talent just pouring in compared to the amount leaving. No. What happens is players get hurt. So over the course of a year, it's football. So right now, out of the top 100 guys, we're going to see 10 to 15 just have devastating injuries and miss a significant amount of time. So it all depends on who's there at the end of the season. It's the same thing with football every year, though. You just got to duck the injuries, fantasy football-wise, and be alert when positional changes happen, and be alert when new players come in. So it seems like a lot of value. Everybody loves their draft, but it's all about the season. How's your team look at the end of the season? How do I tell what kind of league I'm in? I know it's a snake draft. A lot of times you can go into the settings of your league and check. They'll tell you if it's a point per reception, if quarterbacks get 6 points or 4 points. So you just want to pay attention to the league settings. Go in. There should be a tab that says settings. You'll be able to answer it, or you'll be able to see it. Keep Eckler or Najee Harris. Give me Harris. If I'm doing a keeper or a dynasty league, I'm taking Harris over Austin Eckler. All right, I'm going to hop off the live chat right now for both TikTok. Yep, got you, Pineapple Express. Appreciate y'all, man. RIP Bill Russell for sure. Hopefully this is informational for you guys, and I'll get you guys on the next live. And I'm also going to go off of here, too. I got some things I got to take care of, but I'm going to finish up this draft. Been fun drafting with y'all. But peace.